Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the TickPod channel for some Arc Raiders news and intel. And today we have our first look at the new vendor, one of the nomadic envoys, Ermal, who will have a rotating stock week to week. So let's take a moment, see what's available. And if you enjoy this kind of information, please remember to comment and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on X and Twitter. We're starting to work on giveaways for some Arc Raiders merch in the future, so please follow along. Now, if you head over to the traders section of your menu screen, you'll see in the bottom right here, you have nomadic envoys. If you click on there, you will see the new vendor. You have arrived, says Ermal. Now, one of the big things is you have to reach level 25 before you can access this vendor. Now, he does have a lot of interesting options that are very different from all of the other vendors in the game, and let's go over some of them. So the first thing I want to look at are the services, and these things do not change week to week. They will be here throughout the entire season. So let's look. So the first option is your stash expansion. Now, if you are dealing with some issues with what do I delete, what can I keep, get very inventory management is tough. So to get 12 extra stash spaces, you can spend 200,000 with, and it's not just cash, it is high value arc items. So you can use, and I'm going to go through them in the bottom right here, the Queen Reactor, Matriarch Reactor, Bombardier Cell, Assessor Matrix, Turbine Compressor, Leaper Pulse Unit, Bastion Cell, Vaporizer Regulator, and Rocketeer Driver. And that will be consistent throughout all of the items you can purchase on here. And that is how you trade in. So what you will do is you have to have a monetary value for those items to trade for what this vendor is selling. Who knows what kind of shady stuff he is up to, but that is how he works. Now, the first, like I said, the first one is the stash expansion. It gives you 12 extra stash slots. You can definitely utilize that to help yourself through the season. I know I personally will, but that will reset at the end of the season. The next thing that he offers is an Expedition Vault. Now, he offers 5 slots, and these 5 slots are $200,000 a piece, which is cheaper because after the most recent update, they lowered it as a scale up to $1 million, that each one is just 200,000, which is great by Embark. Thank you for doing that. I feel like that is a much better cost and a better value for what you're doing. Now, this offers you a 5 slots for you to transfer to your next character. I've been asking for this for a long time, that there should be a little backpack that you can send to your next person if you're going on an expedition, and this is how you do it. So if there's a blueprint that you especially like that you can collect 2 of, and you can start the new session off, the new cycle, season, semester off right with, there you go. You can put it in this backpack and you start the next season with it. It's excellent. I think very much worth the value. This will not change for the season. You can do this the whole time. Take a moment, try to get this done. Now, let's look into the weekly offers. As you can see, when I'm recording this, they expire in 5 days. So I assume, because this is the first one, that these will change in 5 days. Some of them may stick around, some of them may not. So let's see what we think is worth it. Now, the first one is just an outfit. Now, I do love my cosmetics. I love everything. I don't know if $500,000 is worth this chap outfit. It may be the best outfit in the game, but I don't think so. I think this is a big ask to spend $500,000 in these kind of big arc materials for. So, but that's up to you. So let's, move on. The next thing is an emote. I do love emotes. A little bit cheaper, 100,000. I think if, what I get on this menu after I purchase the big things, then yes, I might go back to it, but 100,000 still seems like a lot. The next thing that you have is a backpack charm, which is a soda can. Again, 100,000 in these big arc pieces seems like a big ask. Now, the one that I've been looking at, the one that I think everybody's looking at, is the Wolfpack Blueprint for 500,000 in value, and this is one that I think that I'm going to grind for. I'm going to go back in. The Wolfpack is a very important thing to use throughout the season. If I can get that early on and then possibly find one later, then I can utilize my Expedition Vault and slap one in there. Then I don't have to worry about it for next season. But there was a very similar vendor in a game that I used to play called Destiny 2 that sold something very important early on. I think this might be very similar to that. We'll see how it looks next week. Now, the next thing is a magnetic accelerator. I would never trade any of my ducks for anything. This is a big ask. Don't ask me to do that. But it does cost one of each rubber duck here, and I'm not doing it. Don't you dare ask me to do that. The next one we have is the anvil splitter. Again, for $100,000. I've never used this item. I don't think it helps your anvil very much. Probably not going to buy this one this week. Now, the one that does seem great, and I do hope they kind of rotate through with this, are the mushrooms. And you can purchase up to 10 of them, but instead of having to go in and grind out and find the spots, mushrooms are very, very kind of inconsistent when you're looking for them. So to have another way to purchase them without going into matches and specifically looking for them, going into hydro or going into conditions that don't exist anymore. This seems like a great option. So if you have the value for it, the item value for 5,000 a piece, I definitely think this is a good purchase. Mushrooms make it happen. And then the last one that I also think is worth it are the Raider tokens, because it's a way to earn real life currency in the game through earning it in the game. So that is awesome. I don't know what the dollar amount is. It just says 1-to-1, so who knows, it could be 250, it could be 100, but at least it's something that you can earn in the game, and I think that will be big. So my things this week, my big wins this week, are the Wolfpack blueprint, the mushroom, and the Raider tokens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I think those are my big options. Now, I also wish that they would do this with the other Raiders and have a rotating stock. Obviously, keep this the big thing, but give the other Raiders a rotating stock. Maybe have a kind of like a stock market where things sell high, things sell low. Make it, you have to pick your day to sell the right thing. But if you like this kind of content, if you want us to keep going over this kind of stuff, please like, comment, and subscribe. Throw a comment in there and say, hey, this is what I want to buy, this isn't what I want to buy. Let me know what you're thinking, and please give a shout out to Wilhelm Scream, because this is something I would love for him to do in the future instead of me doing this. I think he would do a much better job. Please tell me that I'm right about that. Anyway, thank you for listening, and later.